I kind
of came out of this room, from the shell, in order to change my environment. Many artists prefer to remain there, by the way. And I wanted to influence my environment by my creativity as well as my attitude to life. How can one fix broken time? There is only one way: to breathe it. Saltanat Tashimova knows the secrets of the method. She mixes paints, catches thoughts, words, canvas, smells, nuances, glare. Everything is tempting, exotic and fascinating. And yes, of course, through love one can understand the meaning of the idea and life in general. An energy flow of love is so powerful. She said it is what the world of people needs. This place reminds me of my youth. I was often overwhelmed by the feeling of love. I couldn't understand the reason. The feeling of love was just overwhelming. It could pour out there, on people, on a tree, on nature, and I wanted to use this feeling for something, for a creative plan. And so I transformed this feeling into art. It is from such fullness. And in general, I really love people, and maybe that's why I am now actively engaged in social work. I help people, but mostly on ecology, because I see that our environment is not protected. Thousands of trees are cut down, and it is just very hard to see that. Protection of all trees, houses, monuments of architecture is important. And this is like one field of my creativity. These are all different dramas of my vision of the world. I felt that I always knew Saltanat, that I was always familiar with her. This is a good criterion of the fact that it is long and forever. It seems to me that it is fundamentally not alignment into the system. She takes as a basis some systems and human dimensions. Her connection with the roots of this earth, with Kazakhstan, with culture, is comprehensive, multidimensional, and this is shown in her painting. She knows the code of her people and the traditions of the people. She treats them very carefully. She knows about the Jan level of the history of the Golden Nomad's epoch. The nomad is symbol of the perpetual motion. Saltanat Tashimova graduated from the Theatre Institute, Department of Furniture and Decorative Fabric. Her works are presented in private collections in Kazakhstan, Russia, USA, Germany, New Zealand. Her paintings can be viewed in galleries and in her own workshop. She is so open and tolerant. You can notice a burning passion and dynamic nature, and vice versa. Of course, now we are talking about creativity, but it is clearly connected with her nature. Her paintings are a spectrum of biographical changes, perhaps the story of life itself, about meetings, separation, about aging, losses. It is full of absolutely unexpected changes. As a child, I loved to draw. I remember I was very popular at my kindergarten. I painted princesses, some beautiful pictures. I was naughty, and I used to fight with children very often. These are my fighting qualities, and now they define what I am defending. For me, it is not enough to create something. For me, you need to do something, act. And now I am in the flow, I feel. The artist, in fact, looking at his works, you can discover his personality. This is his language, his world. It opens for us all the new ways of the world. He does not always know, even himself, what he is creating. This is an infinite movement, a pulsation, an infinite universe, which the artist is the essence of art, and the essence of this artist, the essence of talent. This freedom is seen in the works of Saltanat. This means inner essence. I saw 37 canvases on the walls of this exhibition, and her energy of such a powerful explosion of the universe penetrated into me. Abstraction helped her get out of the chilling forms and reflect an infinite number of ideas. For example, the mountain is the idea of ascent of the human spirit, the eternal ascent of the human spirit. And this vertical is a vertical of a mountain, and a person could approach this peak and survey the world from this peak and remain himself, sincere and spontaneous. She could see the inviolability and foundation of all worlds.
Для меня самое главное, какая энергия будет идти от картин.
For me, the most important thing is what kind of energy will come from the paintings and what feelings the person who is looking at my pictures will experience. Basically, I like to work spontaneously, as if from a blank canvas.
Ты начинаешь линию, и с этой линии ты
And you start the line, and with this line you create your own world. And I like to create exactly spontaneously, so unpredictable.
Спонтанно, так непредсказуемо творить. Ну, для меня это такой процесс.
But for me, it is such a process, when it is possible to build a composition from a casual stain, or let's say some shade.
Или из какого-то оттенка, оттолкнуться от какого-то оттенка.
From this, you can get a new product, some new worlds.
Новые настроения, новые какие-то миры.
And I like this feeling, when you feel almost like the god of your universe. You create your universe.
Своих вселенных, ты творишь свои вселенные.
Rare skill, exceptional skills. And all that we see is the story composed by her. Look to uplift an exhibition, a solo exhibition. Saltanat is dancing, a dance that she invented herself. Most likely, with this improvisation, she explains what is ranging and splashing in her canvases. But after all, improvisation is her life, and this life is full of absolutely unexpected turns. I was always inspired by her dance. I just always get involved. She's so inviting. The sounds of the shaman's drum and her dance, it is impossible not to get involved in the dance. And this earthly cosmic energy will flow due to the dance. And you express this energy through yourself. But somehow my peculiar appearance has played an important role. In my student years, I was always asked to pose by sculptors. They wanted to shoot. I had an episodic role in the film Mustafa Chokai. And I starred as a shaman in the film of French director Victoria Cuba. And this is for me a very, very unique experience. It was interesting, where I could show myself in a completely different incarnation. And the film Ommajan is about love, and this is very close to me, because this is precisely what the world is lacking now, namely love. Saltanat Tashimova almost always finds a definition for her impulses, actions, and creativity in general. Spontaneity is a magic word for me. Improvisation is life, the concept here and now. It can be said that her life, like the life of an ordinary person, is full of absolutely unexpected turns. But the clear meaningfulness of everything that happens in her life is a constant story about the seriousness of intentions, and the sign of creativity confirms that. Look at the abstraction. See all the same harmony or throwing, stereotypes, or an explosion of emotions. But the viewer will decide, as it should be. Perhaps they will be able to see the desire and dream of the artist about the harmony of the device of the whole world. In general, to be honest, for perception you need a background, a good culture and imagination. This is music in painting. This freedom, in fact, move in the direction you want to open the world, and it gives freedom to any viewer. And this freedom is expensive in our time. It is important that it is the freedom to remain in these associations, thanks to the artist. I also witnessed how great Saltanat made the solution of the painting the reverse of worlds. The balance of white and black is kept, not a single extra stroke. And the feeling that yes, this is what happens in a person, as a balance or as a process. He moves all the time. She is always on the move, like life itself. Her nature, her personality, her talent is interesting, and the pictures are her reflection of all of us. This is her gift of life and return to herself. Each picture is a discovery, the return of the artist to himself. That is a sign of talent, deep talent, and the very essence of the artist's work. My main characteristics, features of my creativity, are improvisation and spontaneity. You can create or create improvisation, be spontaneous only when you can be here and now. It is this moment when you realize the fullness of this moment, and after that we can get the improvisation, and then a picture. Exactly such a spontaneous living picture is interesting for people. I was also struck by the painting Dance of the Wolves. It is an expression of a natural wild feeling. Indeed, in real painting, it is impossible to depict that. And Saltanat allowed it. Such a huge number of other paintings inspired me to work. Saltanat is always flexible with people. She evokes associativity in them. Behind each of these canvases are years of hard work. You always expect something new, unexpected from her. To expect the unexpected, this is probably the main quality of Saltanat. The artist's early works are made in the style of Impressionism. The old Almaty two-story buildings. Wild flowers. Flowers. These are the feelings that are always with us. Tenderness, the nostalgia, perhaps happiness. I really like to remember the time in solitude, when you want to write poetry, such white verses. I like to sit in silence and dream, to create something. And these pictures of old Almaty are about people's love for the city, about love for people, the spirit of old Almaty. Yes, this is an explanation of love. The picture seems to be created, stopped motion, stopped instant, but it is infinite. You can discover for yourself again and again. Here is this freedom in the pictures. This is a constant movement, inner space. Internal space, movement, freedom, energy, all these are called happiness. Although for Saltanat, her happiness is the son of Almaz. He is her friend, advisor and inspiration forever. There is nothing strange and unusual in the fact that Saltanat has long been working on the growth and upbringing of the future man. She wanted to teach him to be surprised by the world, to love this diversity, reveal his possibilities. And the boy tried his best. He wanted to know more about everything that surrounded him and what his mother's hand touched. Although suddenly he expressed a desire to perform an improvisation on Shankobiz, he accompanied his mother at her personal exhibition. Now the main dream of Almaz was the desire to play the trombone masterly. The bright and brilliant timbre of the trombone, the powerful soft sound, always fascinated him. He dreams of becoming a musician. Today Almaz is already playing with trombonist professional orchestra, and the audience likes the orchestra and likes the music they play. The silver sound of trombone, like a call for creative freedom, for the freedom of the spirit. What else? Also Almaz is a master of origami, investing in this peace-loving philosophy, a passionate desire for peace and love for everything around him. Almaz has grown, and all that remains with him and Dana, the daughter of Saltanat. All three of them are still together and look at the world in one direction. The daughter is also an artist and the first reviewer and viewer of the works of Saltanat. Why do you need to talk so much about this friendship and inspiration? So that everyone knows that without the world that you create with your own hands, there cannot be everything else. Children are the most important component of the integrity of any human nature. And if you are an artist, it seems that they give her the strength to breathe, draw, fight for her ideals and just live. Yes, and just live.
Самое главное, что мы с сыном очень близки по духу.
Most importantly, my son and I are close in spirit. We talk a lot about everything, about art, about psychology, about God. What is interesting, he's a living person. He is interested in lots of things. And I'm interested in talking with him on various topics. And he is not indifferent to the world, people, and that unites us. She was so curious about life. Pictures, dances, throat singing, involvement in ecology, travel to other worlds. The active force of her nature was hidden. This is a way to overcome those things that are not essential in the work of art. Perhaps this is about nervous exhaustion of the 20th century, which is still with us. But most of all, it is delightful to live life and experience the adventures that we often call trials. And Saltanat Tashimova gives us the opportunity to make friends with the world of harmony and love. Oh yes, love. Take this generous gift with us.